So graphing in quadratics.
Okay.
Let us understand some features of quadratic graphs. When you draw any quadratic function,
Yeah.
shape is called what? If you plot it on the graph, the shape you
A
obtain
parabola.
parabola. That is called parabola, right? It's a smooth curve.
Yeah.
Can you draw one parabola? Some random. Okay. So this is pointing upwards or downwards?
It's pointing upwards.
Like this, right?
Yeah.
It is smiling.
Mm-hmm.
This only happens when a value in the formula is a positive number. If a is positive, it smiles. Okay.
Yeah.
Similarly, if a is negative, can you guess what happens?
It goes downwards.
Sad face. Okay. Like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. A is positive, a is negative.
Yeah.
So this is called upwards. This is downward facing parabola. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about this for now. If it is upward facing,
Okay. Yeah.
do you get minimum or maximum value?
Minimum.
Can you spot the minimum value?
This would be minimum, like when it's going upwards.
Spot where is the minimum value in the graph.
The minimum. What's the vertex? Like, would it be right here?
See, minimum value means you have to check along the y values.
Okay.
Means minimum y value, that is. So along the vertical direction, where do you see the minimum value, smallest value that can be obtained by this graph? Is
Would
this
it be
minimum?
like 2?
Is this minimum?
No.
Because there is
No.
still a number which is exists like this, small.
Yeah, would
This
it
is
be
still
0?
small. So where is it?
Like here, 0?
What about this?
That would be negative.
The negative along x, but we care about,
Why?
so it is still upward, positive direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the point, correct?
Yeah.
Minimum point. So for upward facing parabola, we have something known as minimum. Minimum exists.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
This point or this point, you also have one more name, one other name. What is that point called?
The vertex.
Vertex. So minimum exists exactly at the vertex. Now let's talk about downward facing graph. Scroll down like this, right?
Yeah.
What do you have for this? Do you have a minimum?
No, this would be a maximum.
Is this the maximum value? This much height?
No.
Still possible, still possible. Somewhere it is maximum and then it is still reducing now.
Yeah.
So the maximum exists at
Around here.
there. That point is also called what?
The vertex.
Vertex. So for downward graph, maximum exists, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Maximum exists and at where exactly? What point is this?
Downward max at the vertex.
Vertex. So maximum exists at vertex. So notice something, whether the graph is upward or whether the graph is downward,
Mm-hmm.
the maximum or the minimum associated with it lies on
The vertex.
vertex. So finding the vertex coordinates are extremely important, correct?
Yeah.
H comma K. Remember? H comma K.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when it comes to graphing, the very first thing which is important is the vertex. H comma K. Okay. Second thing is intercepts.
Yeah.
Well, for now, at least y-intercept is important. Require off scale.
Okay.
Y-intercept is at least important. Y-intercept can be found by what? What is the formula for y-intercept?
X is 0.
Put x is equal to 0. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you put x is equal to 0, y is equal to c value. C is called y-intercept or y-intercept. Okay.
Okay.
Next is, obviously the sign of A ka sign
Yeah.
is important. Can you tell me how it is important?
Because A is like,
To draw the graph, sign of A is important. And why?
yeah. Isn't it tell you if it's positive or negative?
Yeah, if it is positive, what happens?
The graph goes up. Like it's,
Smiles up.
yeah, it's minimum.
Yeah, it smiles, right? So it goes points
Yeah.
upwards. Negative means
It goes down.
so sign of A is important. Next is one more thing is axis of symmetry. Symmetry. See, whatever the parabola, then you can check. If you draw it like this, okay, exactly at the vertex, okay, if you draw a vertical line like this, if you cut it in half, it's symmetric. Left side and right side is symmetric.
Yeah.
Reflection, symmetric, right?
Mm-hmm.
So about this point, everything left side, right side same. This vertical line is called axis of symmetry. This line, which cuts the parabola into two equal parts symmetrically, is called axis of symmetry. Okay.
Yeah.
So when it comes to drawing, you have to make sure that we draw the curve symmetrically.
Yeah.
So I'll write drawing the curve symmetrically. About what line?
the y.
This line, right?
Yeah, y.
So that line is called axis of symmetry. So about the axis of symmetry. Any doubt?
No.
So this is about graphing. So axis of symmetry. It is a straight line, correct?
Yeah.
So we do have a formula for that. Axis of
Okay.
symmetry, line equation. This is important to remember. Straight line equation is x is equal to h. Okay, x is equal to h line. Let's say it like that. This is a vertical line. H value you also know, minus b by
2a.
2a. So x is equal to minus b by 2a line.
Okay.
Okay, let's say x square minus 5x plus 6, right? How much is h value?
I think it would be x. The h value would be -5.
H. Formula for h is what?
-b over 2a.
Negative b upon 2a. So how
Yeah.
much?
So that would be +5 divided by 2 times 1, which is basically 2, so 2.5.
So if I ask what is the equation of axis of symmetry line? Line equation of axis of symmetry.
Okay.
Symmetry straight line. The line equation of axis of symmetry line is
Yeah.
what?
The line is x is equal to h.
So right there, x is equal to, you don't just write 5 by 2, okay? X is equal to 5 by 2 is the line. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. And no need to write h is equal to 5 by 2. X, the variable x should be there. X, y.
Okay. Okay.
5 by 2 is the line equation. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you draw that is, you find, see, coordinate axis is something like this, right?
Yeah.
So 5 by 2. Can you spot 5 by 2 on number line? X is equal to 5 by 2. X coordinate 5 by 2, spot that here. Yeah, approximately, roughly. Plot a point and say that it is 2.5, 2.5.
Is it over here?
Yeah, roughly, right? So just
Yeah.
right there, it is 2.5. Here to here, correct?
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, from this point, now that you have spotted this point, how do you draw the line? Is you draw a vertical line. Simple. That is called axis of symmetry.
Okay.
Vertical line. Okay.
Yeah.
So from that point, draw a vertical line. I mean perpendicular to x-axis or along the y direction. Vertical line. That is what it means by vertical line. So this is the, so these features are important. So what I have, and the way I teach is, you have to remember this. Yes. This is this. Yes, right? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
So
Um,
scroll down.
Yeah,
So this V stands for, can you guess?
vertex.
Hmm. And Y stands for?
Y stands for the y coordinate. The
Y stands for,
y-intercept.
yes, Y intercept, okay?
Yeah,
A small a stands for?
the they s- they stands for the first number. Like so, the first number of the equation, which
Hmm.
would
That
give
AX
the
square, right? This A we are
yeah
talking about.
yeah.
So this determines
So like
whether if it's positive, upwards,
positive or negative. Yeah,
negative, downwards, like that.
yeah.
Next, what about capital A? What is that called?
Axis of symmetry.
Axis of symmetry, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
AOS, okay?
Yeah.
Can you guess what this S means? Last one.
No.
I mean, draw the graph symmetrically. That's what about this X of symmetry. Draw graph
Symmet- Okay.
symmetrically about capital A, axis of symmetry.
Okay.
So that is, so these are the key features. I'll draw
Yeah.
in the graph.
Okay.
So let us draw that graph and then we'll gap up. So let us consider that example we have been doing just. So x square minus 5x plus 6, right? So
Yeah.
the first thing we need to find in order to draw the graph. The
The
first
A.
thing we need to look out for is what?
Is it the A?
How much is A? See, look at
One.
this order. Vyas, correct?
Yes.
First thing is what? First alphabet is
The vertex.
vertex. So coordinates of vertex. How can you find that?
By converting it to vertex form.
Hmm. See, vertex coordinates. See, vertex means vertex coordinates, right?
Yeah.
That means h and k values basically, correct?
Yeah.
So h value. Do we have a direct formula?
Negative B over 2A.
B over 2a, right? Is how much?
Yeah. 2.5.
What about k? How do you find k?
K would make
Okay, let's say this was plus, or let's say this was minus here. X square minus 5x minus 6. Okay. How much is h value first?
H value would be. Wait. Wait, what do you mean? So, like,
This h value
yeah,
is how much for this question?
would it not be 2.5?
Yeah, minus b by 2a, right? So
Yeah.
minus of b is how much? See, write this table ABC first. A is how much?
1.
B is,
Negative 5.
see,
Negative 6.
so h value is
Negative 5. So, would it be positive 5?
negative of negative 5 upon
2
Wait.
times 1.
Yeah. Notice something. H value is dependent only on B and C. B and A.
Yeah.
So even if you change the C value just like this, it doesn't change.
Okay.
So 5 by 2, 2.5, right?
Yeah.
Now what about K value? How do you find K value?
For K value, you would have to make the
So you plug X is equal to H in the formula. The result is K value.
okay.
Put it. Tell me quick. Answer is what?
Oh, 1 second.
Yeah. So negative 1 to
12.25.
is the K value. What did we just obtain so far? See if you know the vertex point.
Yeah.
Can you draw the axis of symmetry?
Or wouldn't it go from like here?
Straight line, right?
Yeah.
So it passes through the vertex, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the vertex. That is the axis of symmetry. So write that. A or S. Axis of symmetry. So we know that we have to draw the graph symmetrical to this line.
Yeah.
So we just found V value, right? We have spotted V. What is the next thing
Yeah.
to spot?
The y-intercept.
How do you spot the y-intercept? How do you know where is the y-intercept?
And the y-intercept.
To find the y-intercept, this means that x is equal to 0, or directly speaking, C value is the y-intercept. Okay.
Yeah.
How much is y-intercept now?
So, like right when I solve it, if I solve it, what it would be?
How much is C?
C is -6.
-6, right?
Yeah.
So y-intercept coordinates will be
A negative C. I mean, a -6.
see -6 means what? Coordinates of y-intercept. Y coordinate of y-intercept is -6. Okay. What did we put x as for y-intercept? We put x as what?
0,
So coordinates are
0, -6.
so write that 0, -6. Okay.
0, -6. Okay, over here.
Where? So write this. Write this as well. Here it is x is 0. Fill this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right there. So now that you have spotted this, just write y-intercept. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the second aspect in yes, correct?
Yeah.
What is the third thing? It's a bit simple. So the value of a is 1. What does that say?
So it's gonna open upwards.
Upwards, because it is positive. Okay.
Yeah.
So from the vertex, okay,
Mm-hmm.
from the vertex, we know that graph will be symmetric. So upward facing means It is something like this. It goes like this. It has to pass through the y-intercept point, not just random like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be more precise, it passes through this point. Okay.
Okay.
Can you draw the right side part? That's it, right?
Yeah.
So VYA axis of symmetry is drawn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We have drawn the graph symmetrically. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the rough diagram of parabola. This is how we sketch the graph. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to be more precise, then you have to find x-intercepts also. X
Yeah.
values, roots. And then make sure that he passes through these 2 points. Roots means x values. We have the quadratic formula minus b plus or minus.
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah, I was just reading the.
So that's it about